Hey friends, I see y'all in the comments. I was just waiting to come through. Hey Shiny Girl, hey Dabs, Deidre, y'all. I'm live for the first time. I'm a little nervous. My heart is just like beating, but I just had to jump on. First of all, if I'm gonna be honest, my kids is gone. So I got some peace and quiet outside of school hours, but welcome. Thank God for freedom, girl. It's just, even though it's only for like 36 hours, whew, I can breathe. Thanks, Dabs. Yes, I'm a true crime fan. Yes, appreciate it. I definitely appreciate the love. But I got some new equipment. So I was like, I got to start a pot up. I got to do something different on the channel. Let me just go live. Yeah, I'm usually behind the microphone and it's easier, but I just wanted everybody to be able to know that Anna B is real. Put a face to the name and the voice. Thank you, Shiny Girl. My day one. I appreciate y'all. Well, we are going to go back behind the walls of Hawaii. And Hawaii, oh my God, it's so pretty. It was a little difficult finding, a variety of different cases. It seems like they all different, dynamics, but still all had some similarities. Oh, y'all made my night come pulling up on me. Y'all know that's my favorite saying. Y'all didn't pull it up on me. I'm not gonna keep y'all long. This is a short video. Like I said, I honestly got some new software and some of my favorite YouTubers, they go live and they do different things. So I was like, why not? Let's try it. So I'm trying this new software. I'm so transparent. So y'all, I know y'all gonna hit me in the comments. Y'all already be talking about how I be pronouncing shit. But I'm not ignorant, okay? I have sat in some nice rooms with some diversity of people, but I appreciate the love and the true feedback, y'all know what I mean. Hey Tracy, how you doing? Oh, Shiny, I try to just keep it on a B. I appreciate it though. Hey Tracy, how you doing? Thanks for joining the live, the first live behind the walls. Okay. And if y'all like this, y'all know y'all gotta let me know in the comments. We gotta find out a good time because I know we got kids. We gotta go to work early. So might have to figure out a good time. What's a good time to make a weekly live so we can go behind the walls together. How about that? Thank you so much, Tracy. All right, so y'all, like I said, new software. We're gonna see if we can roll it in smoothly. I'm usually just in the comments chatting, but I'll still be in the comments. I'm not gonna be on the screen. It's gonna probably be a little weird listening to myself, even though I listened to this like probably 800 times already. But yeah, I'll be in the background and I'll pull back up on y'all at the end. Let's get into it, y'all. And appreciate the love. Thank y'all. Women Behind the Walls in Hawaii, Part 2.
An Oahu grand jury today indicted and charged a woman involved in an incident over the weekend with one count of attempted murder. Court documents say she ran over two women with her vehicle following an argument in a parking lot on Kealoku Street. The 19-year-old woman later died, and the city prosecutor says Tauala may be charged with murder once the medical examiner's office completes its investigation.
The 19-year-old victim was Nilia Scanlan, also known as Nini. She was in extremely critical condition when she was transported to the hospital. The young mother of one passed away on August 8th, 2021. The second victim, who was in her early 30s, was also reported to be in serious condition upon arrival at the hospital. On August 11, 2021, second-degree murder charges were filed against Tomanu for Nini's death. She made her initial appearance at the Honolulu District Court via video conference from the courthouse cell block. Her attorney said that she was not involved in the fight that broke out on August 7th, 2021. Michael Green said his client was a passenger in a Nissan SUV and tried to leave the parking lot when a drunken mob of girls approached. Nilia allegedly punched out the windshield of the SUV. Tomanu's Hanai sister got out of the back seat and confronted Nilia. She was then mobbed by 5 to 6 women. After the man that was driving the SUV left the scene, Tamanu got into the driver's seat, trying to flee the mob, he said, when she struck her own Hanai sister and Nilia. Driving at a high rate of speed, she hit both of the women, trapping them underneath the SUV. Officials said the 2 women had to be rescued by Honolulu firefighters who used pneumatic lifting equipment to lift the SUV. The prosecutor's office confirmed it was Tamanu's Hanai sister who got into the fight with Nilia. Tamanu was able to post the $300,000 bail on September 15, 2021. She remained out of custody throughout the court proceedings. Manslaughter charges were filed against her on April 1, 2022. She appeared before a judge on April the 11th. She pleaded not guilty and requested a jury trial. She continued to remain free on bond until she decided to change her plea in late August of 2022. She admitted to recklessly killing Nini and pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of manslaughter. By accepting the plea, she was also agreeing to pay restitution, and she would be free to argue her sentencing, which had been scheduled for January of 2023. At the sentencing hearing, her attorney argued for probation. The state argued for the maximum sentence, while 3 of Nelia's family members spoke before the judge. Tomanu was sentenced to 20 years in prison. She was committed and remanded into the care and custody of the director of the Department of Public Safety that day, January 5th, 2023. She was also ordered to pay $8,034 in restitution. I can't speak for anyone, but just by looking at Tomanu's body language in those videos with who I believe to be her daughters, I think the actions she took that night haunt her. I think she's sad, and I think reality is hitting her on a daily basis. And the fact that her actions took a mother away from her child to where she will not be able to do things like blow bubbles, face paint, or enjoy holidays and barbecues and family time. I think that weighs on her. And again, I can't speak for her, but based off that body language in those videos, it's an all-around sad situation. Nini was definitely loved. Her family definitely showed out for her and showed up. Rest in peace to Nilia, also known as Nini.
I know that murders happen everywhere, but it's extremely uncommon, especially in Hawaii. Like, It's pretty disheartening.
A neighborhood in shock tonight after a Marine is allegedly stabbed and killed by his wife. The stabbing happened inside their home last night on Red Hill while a horrified house guest watched.
Yeah, Chelsea Davis spoke with family members and the sole witness, and she joins us now with the very latest. Chels.
Yeah, Sean, Steph, that witness who didn't want to be identified tells me she was with the couple inside their apartment when it happened. She said she tried to save the Marine's life but couldn't. The Marine's sister tells me she and her family are in disbelief. The family of 24-year-old Juan Iturbide says the Marines came to their home on the mainland early this morning to tell them he had been stabbed to death while he was stationed in Hawaii. His wife, 23-year-old Evelyn Iturbide, was arrested for murder at the family's Wanalua hillside apartment on Red Hill.
I saw a bunch of police near the visitor parking where I was parked last night. I thought it was odd because sometimes I'll see like 5 police, but it was probably about a dozen police officers.
Police tell us it happened around 11:15 last night at a home on Ala Kapuna Street.
23-year-old Evelyn enters the Honolulu courtroom to be arraigned on a second-degree murder charge for her husband, Sergeant Juan's untimely death. On that fateful Sunday evening, the couple had been drinking and arguing. Things took a violent turn after 11 p.m. During the argument, Evelyn threw a bowl at her husband, shattering that bowl. As they continued to argue, she then grabbed a bread knife with the blade about 8 inches long, lunging towards Juan, missing him on the first strike, but connecting on that second one. Juan staggered but was able to call for help to a roommate who then called 911. Honolulu police said Evelyn initially told one of the officers first on scene that she heard yelling near the front door while she was putting the couple's baby girl to sleep, before finding her husband on the floor bleeding. Later, she asked to speak to the officer in private and admitted to stabbing Juan because he had become aggressive and started choking her. She said when he released her, she ran to the kitchen and grabbed a knife. A neighbor described to Hawaii News Now the scene he witnessed that evening.
I saw a blood trail leading from their apartment door all the way down the stairs to where the EMS was parked. He was reported to be taken to the hospital alive, so I did see him in his last moments. I feel really sorry for the family, for their daughter, definitely for their families back home.
Evelyn entered a not guilty plea. Unable to post a $750,000 bail, she would remain in custody while awaiting trial. Several motions had been filed on her behalf for reduction of her bond or her release, but they were all denied. Juan and Evelyn had been together for about 3 years or so and shared a 2-year-old daughter. Juan, a native of Orange, California, joined the Marine Corps in June of 2012. Evelyn's trial started on August 2nd. The trial transcripts have been permanently sealed. However, based off the available court documents, it appears Evelyn stuck with her story she told police. Juan was being aggressive, claiming her actions that night were in self-defense. The state clearly arguing against self-defense from the alleged strangulation that Evelyn claimed. The jury began deliberations on August 9th. They were instructed by the judge that they could find Evelyn not guilty, guilty of second-degree murder as charged, or guilty on one of the lesser included offenses. The following day, the jury returned a guilty verdict, convicting Evelyn of the lesser charge of reckless manslaughter. On November 15th, both sides argued their positions relating to sentencing. The state was asking for the maximum, 20 years. The prosecuting attorney calling it a serious case that did not need to get to the point of murder. And as adults, both should have set a better example. But more importantly, Evelyn had a choice that night. Evelyn's attorney attempted to secure a probation sentence, bringing up the fact that she'd been in custody for more than 3 years. She lost her parental rights to her daughter and that she'd been suffering from mental health issues in the months prior to Juan's death. Evelyn had also battled with seizures and attempted suicide. They maintained that this was a case of self-defense. Evelyn decided she wanted to make a statement before the judge imposed sentence, in which she apologized to Juan's family and hoped they could find in their hearts to forgive her one day. She also extended an apology to her family and hoped one day she'd be able to reestablish a relationship with her daughter. After hearing both sides, the judge handed down the maximum sentence, 20 years in prison with credit for time already served. On December 7th, the court received notice of appeal, appealing both her conviction and sentence. Evelyn argued that the state's star witness, Jessica Estrada, who was the house guest present the night Juan was killed, was not a credible witness. Prior to trial, Evelyn and her defense team filed a motion to introduce evidence of other crimes committed by Jessica as specific instances of untruthfulness. The motion also aimed to establish Jessica's motive, bias, and/or intent. Jessica, a married woman, was found to be cheating on her husband with a man named Julio, also a fellow Marine. To conceal his identity, she had given him the nickname Cookie in her phone. Jessica confessed this information to Evelyn. Additionally, she admitted to breaking in to Evelyn and Juan's home 4 days after Juan's death and stealing property from the apartment on the same day she had given a statement to the police. The state then filed a motion to prevent this evidence from being presented. Again, the judge sided with the state and denied the defense's motion. Reading the appeal documents, it seems as if Evelyn believed this Julio, aka Cookie, was potentially her husband Juan. Her attorney was never able to cross-examine Jessica about the alleged affair with Juan. The appellate court decided 2 years later that the circuit court had erred in refusing the evidence of Jessica's infidelity and the burglary. In its ruling, the court said Evelyn's right to due process and fair trial were violated, and her conviction must be vacated. Her case was remanded back to circuit court for a new trial. Her attorney had submitted a plea offer to the state, which, based on the nature of the case, the state declined, but proposed a counteroffer for Evelyn to plead guilty to the amended charge of assault in the first degree and a sentence of 10 years. Avoiding a second trial, Evelyn accepted the state's offer. The sentence and judgment were both officially entered on February 1st, 2024. Per online records, Evelyn has a release date sometime in February of 2028. Sergeant Juan Iturbide was a seasoned veteran with 3 at-sea deployments, including a stint in South Korea. He attained the Good Conduct Medal as well as several overseas ribbons. I send many blessings and condolences to his daughter and his family who miss him deeply. Thank you for your services and commitment to this country. May Sergeant Juan continue to rest in peace. Listen, I was just praying that I didn't mess up anything because, again, remember I told y'all this is a new software I'm trying. Y'all in the comments had me going crazy. I was like, let me make sure I muted. From Julio to Cookie is definitely off. Like, where did you get that from? But she kind of got off. Evelyn kind of got off. And y'all, I promise you, I kid you not. Before oh, did my phone die? I got my iPad. But before I started this live, like, I don't reach out to everybody that, I cover. It's just certain things that, I want to see if people will be honest about or want to talk about. Maybe they feel like, they shut down and they ain't got no way to share their story. But I kid you not, I sent old Evelyn a message because I seen some documents and everything, and I wanted to see if she wanted to talk because she lost parental rights to her child. Like, and the records are sealed, so I can't get specific. So Nosy Anna B reached out to her 2 days ago and wanted to see if she wanted to be a part or she wanted to, do like an interview. Y'all, I kid you not. She sent me a message at 8:57. I think I started this at like 9 o'clock, a little after 9. She sent me a message at 8:57 and said, I don't know if you can see it, but you probably can't. I'm on my iMac, but she says, how did you get approved on my tablet? Do you have a number I can call you for more info about this project you're doing? When they come at me like that, I just, I don't really respond because it's either, yeah, you're interested or not. What do you mean? How did I get your approved on your tablet? All I had to do is find you. You're pretty much public record at this point. But anyhow, I thought that was kind of ironic that she reached out shortly before the live star. Hey, Charles. How you doing? I see my girl Florence coming here another day one, and Mickey, you definitely can run it back again. Um, Again, this is my first live, so I will have to make sure that I'm able to post it to that it is also a viewable video, just like my others. But I appreciate Dabs, Shiny, sis. I love y'all. Deidre, Tracy, thank y'all for joining the live, and everybody else that's in here and might not have jumped in the comments. I appreciate you. Still a little nervous, but y'all definitely eased the nerves as it went through. And if you would like to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, baby, no, 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 no money. There's no exchange. You do not get paid. Not from Honor B. Maybe from, like the big people, or I don't know how they do it. But nah, ain't no money on no books. You don't get paid for taking a life. You took a Marine. You literally took your daughter's daddy away from him. No phone numbers, none of that. That's why they make emails. Answer these quick questions. Now, Elizabeth, now, if it gets to that point, I will, but not when they come off the bat like that. No, I ask the questions, period. But anyway, y'all, I'm fin to end this live. I thank y'all for joining me. Look, Deb say no phone number. Thank you, Shiny. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Until next time.